evening and welcome to the special edition on the dinner diplomacy right here on ET Now, because clearly in a bid to forge a broader front against the BJP ahead of 2019 Lok Sabha polls, former Congress President and UPA Chairperson Sonia Gandhi is going to host a mega dinner at her residence. 17 opposition parties have been invited to stitch together a grand alliance against the BJP. Very, very key questions. Is the dinner diplomacy going to pay off? Who is going to be in attendance? What should this mean for the Congress as well as the BJP? And will the brute political might of the BJP be dented by all of these people coming together? So thank you very much for joining us. It's a special panel that's going to do this very, very special discussion with us. We've got Sanjeev Srivastava, political commentator, representing the BJP, is none other than Nalin Kohli. I've got Madhu Gaudiakshi, representing the Congress party. Juhi Singh, State Secretary of the Samajwadi Party, is also joining us on the show. And so thank you very much for being with us. And Madhu Gaudiakshi, I think it's only fair that I begin with you. This is being called the dinner diplomacy, inviting about 17 odd opposition parties, trying to stitch together this grand alliance against the BJP. Is this really going to pay off?
Well, this is nothing new. In 2004, if you recollect, where the BJP under the biggest leader, stalwart Vajpayee's government, in the name of India Shining, not realizing the farmers' distress, not realizing the not real development has taken place across the country. They were in an illusion of India Shining. Now the Achedin's shining is going on. So it's a, as Mrs. Gandhi said it, it's comparing to the India Shining to Achedin now. This is a like-minded parties meeting. There's nothing more agenda to it. This is the time has come where the dictatorial attitude, false promises, unmindful decisions of demonetization or not proper implementation of GST, all this is causing, and if seeing the farmers, 30,000 more farmers walking towards Nasik to Mumbai. Across the country, the farmers' suicides have increased. Okay. And the government and the Honorable Prime Minister keeps mum. He doesn't open up his mind. Neither he tweets on farmers' deaths to what's happening with the Chota Modis. When the bank loot is going on, he doesn't open up his mind. Right. He claimed to be Chowkidar to protect the India's wealth, but not doing anything. Okay. So then the polarizing politics has taken place in the country and dividing the nation. The new India's concept is more of dividing the nation. Okay. You can't build a India by dividing or ignoring over 16 crores of the population. I will come across to you and talk to you about New India in just a bit and also take questions to the BJP. But I think it's only fair that I get Juhi Singh into this discussion because Ram Gopal Verma of the Samajwadi Party is also going to be attending this dinner, which is of course the Akhilesh faction. And Ms. Singh, I'm curious to understand when Mr. Yakshi says this is coming together of like-minded parties. I think the only like-minded issue between all of you is that you're anti-BJP, because one struggles to find out what is the common ideology that's going to bind together this anti-BJP front.
Supriya, we've worked with the Congress before, and the Samajwadi Party has always said that in the Vidhan Sabha elections, when we forged alliance with them, then we were a bigger party and we lost and we took the responsibility. So now it was really up to the Congress to get people together. They are a bigger party nationally, and this may be the first step to really sit together and talk what could be a common minimum program with which we will fight the other opposition parties, I would say BJP or the NDA. There is distress, there is unemployment which is rising, economy is not really very healthy. There are issues which are particular to UP, whether it's law and order, whether it's the Chief Minister really not being able to take control of the agriculture and give benefit to the farmers, or really build a facade of loan waiver, or the various sankalpats, the two sankalpats which the BJP gave in 2014 and one which they came up with in 2017. What are the promises they have fulfilled? So yes, UP is what we are concentrating at, but we are not averse to talking alliance to any parties. We worked with the BSP for the by-elections. So it was really up to the Congress, and I am happy that they are taking the first step in calling people, but I don't think we will be discussing poll alliances in this dinner. That's what I think, Supriya.
Okay, so we're not going to be perhaps discussing poll alliances in this dinner, but very clearly the Congress party taking a lead in stitching together an anti-BJP front of sorts before 2019. Nalan Kohli, it's only fair that I come and ask you, is the BJP worried? And if you're not worried, why are you not worried? Because you are seeing political factions and very unlike political factions come together. We never saw an SP and a BSP will be able to come together in UP, and they have both in Phulpur and Gorakhpur. And now this anti-big alliance against the BJP being stitched together over dinner diplomacy. Is the BJP worried?
Well, the BSP and the Samajwadi Party got together, but the Congress was not part of it. And in the preceding Uttar Pradesh election, the Congress was with the Samajwadi Party, not the Bahujan Samaj Party. I'll give you a set of facts and you decide whether we should be worried or not. First of all, as Madhu says that, there is a dictatorial attitude and he's talking about a challenge to democracy. Sonia Gandhi ji says, what does she say? We will not allow the BJP to come back. Who is we? It's the people of India who decide who makes the government. That's democracy. It's not a family or a leader of a party that decides I will do so and I will stop the person from being a prime minister or help someone be the prime minister. That's the politics of entitlement which doesn't exist. Then he goes on to make a comparison about Modi ji and his tweets. Here's my challenge. Why don't we do a tweet by tweet analysis of what Modi ji tweets and what are Rahul Gandhi ji's priorities in tweet? From feeding Piddy a biscuit and putting out a video to a video made somewhere internationally with foreign audiences on hugs, to his interviews globally, and we know what happened in Singapore or Malaysia, or his priorities. Let's also do a debate on his priorities. While the election results are coming out, he's in Italy. Now, it's okay. He may want to look at a larger global role because from Italy, he was somewhere in Singapore and then in Malaysia. We are not there to judge whether he should be A or B, but I'm only pointing out. Third is, why is it that Sonia Gandhi ji has to call the meeting and not Rahul Gandhi ji? He's been anointed the party president. They are entitled to make him the party president, but he's nowhere in the picture. So that raises another question. Is it because that Rahul Gandhi ji, how do you judge leadership? You judge it by the performance in your own area, which will be Amethi, or you would judge it on the basis of how you have led your party in various state assembly elections and what is the track record, or how do other leaders respond to you? So he's not leading this, so that should be a
asked you to why you're worried
and
or you're not
worried.
worried.
Right.
If a leader calls another set of leaders, if no, I'm coming, Madhu, don't be nervous. I'm going to answer it.
Just
now, with regard to a dinner, anybody can call anyone for a dinner. Why should the BJP be worried or happy, unhappy, or anything at all with regard to a dinner?
Okay. We do not want the Congress and the BJP sparring just yet. You'll have plenty of opportunity to do that. But let me just get a neutral, expert, political commentator's perspective on this. And Sanjeev Srivastava, the floor is all yours. Who's missing the point here? Is BJP missing the point that nearly 69% of the vote share of 2014 is getting together? Or is the Congress missing the point that the BJP has won 8 out of the 9 assembly elections in the recent past and it'll be tough to take on that political might? I mean, what is really happening at this point in time? What is your reading of this big dinner diplomacy?
See, what results are thrown up, who all come together finally in the 2019 national elections is something which perhaps is yet too premature to talk about. But what I think is that both the parties, while they can do the political sparring, as you said, are somewhat missing the point. When it comes to Congress, Congress need not really always look back to 2004 and the surprise victory, if you may, that the Congress could get in 2004 after Sonia Gandhi took the lead and stitched up an anti-BJP alliance. They are not contending with Mr. Vajpayee with 170 odd seats. They are contending with Mr. Narendra Modi with a 282 majority in this Lok Sabha. So clearly, it's a different ball game altogether. Also, the other big factor which perhaps the Congress will have to contend with is that Sonia Gandhi was easily acceptable now. Apart from stitching an anti-BJP alliance, she also has to make Rahul Gandhi acceptable to leaders who are much senior to him in age. Let's not talk about his political skills or Sonia Gandhi, just by virtue of her being Congress president, then also for 6 years and her seniority and taking the lead, that is a different ball game. Third, in a lot of states, the main principal force in the state, whether it's in Odisha or Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, is somebody who is also contending with the Congress party, also Mamata Banerjee, because the Congress has stitched up an alliance with the CPM. So how will she manage all these contradictions is the challenge for Sonia Gandhi. Also, they haven't sent the right signal by allowing SP and BSP to join hands and Congress itself fielding a third in their own candidate in the UP2 bypolls, Phulpur and Gorakhpur, which is very crucial. But the BJP need not be complacent at all, because you can clearly see winds of change on the ground, whether it was the Rajasthan result or the Congress retaining seats in MP. So an anti-Modi, anti-BJP alliance should have them worried, not being smug and overconfident has never helped anybody.
Okay, so the BJP can't be overconfident and smug. I'm going to come to you in just a bit, Nalin Kohli, and the Congress can't afford to think it's 2004, and because you are really not the leading ally anymore. You were the fulcrum around which a alliance could be formed. And Madhu Yakshi, that's exactly my question. 2018 is not 2004. You are not the prime opposition. You have got 44 members in the 2014 elections. Of course, it's now 48 thanks to the bypolls in MP and Rajasthan. My question really is that you are not going to be the fulcrum of this alliance. So how will you make these warring, if I may say, contradictory factions stitched together? And the bigger question also that Nalin Kohli raised, this is all about Sonia Gandhi's moral authority. What about Rahul Gandhi's?
Thanks for asking this question.
Yeah.
It's amusing to listen to my friend who's also a lawyer. He's asking who is she to question. We will not allow. The same question applies to Mr. Narendra Modi. Congress Mukt Bharat. Who is he to say that? Let the people of this country decide. Number one. Number two, Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, she is the chairperson of the UPA. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the president of the Congress party. The whole, Mr. Nalin spent few minutes to concentrating only on Rahul Gandhi itself shows how much they worried. They have been worried since 2012, employed 1,000 people. Every day their job is to get up and abuse Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He is what he is from the beginning. His leadership is, we know that we are seeing, the world is seeing it. My friend, I was traveled with him to Singapore and Malaysia. It is so disgusting. I've been in the External Affairs Committee. We were in power. In fact, when I led a delegation to Princeton, listen to my friend, Nirmala Sitharaman and Piyush Goyal was a part of our team. Congress never behaved the way the BJP is doing. The Prime Minister office calling the ambassador, the High Commissioners of Singapore and Malaysia not to attend, not to help, calling up the Indian businessmen not to attend the Rahul Gandhi's meeting. That itself shows how much they worried, how democratic, how vindictive they are. And my friend, Mr. Gandhi he is not visiting Italy or anywhere. He is visiting, unlike Prime Minister who is always on a flight mode, he completely disconnected from the ground. Flight mode means you can understand how it is. So here, the question which you asked, Mr. Gandhi is very much in the helm of affairs. One quick point I would like to remind you.
Very quickly,
Mr. Rahul Gandhi in 2009 addressed more public rallies, and we will come back. And second, the latest is in the last Bihar, it is different story that Nitish has left, but it is Mr. Gandhi's leadership, stitched alliance between the Nitish and the Lalu. And that result you have seen what happened in Bihar.
But Madhu,
and the question is in
Mr.
UP,
Yakshi,
he has a strategy. Mr. Gandhi has a strategy.
Okay, Mr. Yakshi, I'm sorry, I'll have to cut you short there. Despite all the strategy the Congress party seems to have, and despite being able to try and stitch this grand alliance in the two bypoles of Uttar Pradesh that really matter, which is Gorakhpur and Phulpur, you fielded your own candidates and the SP and BSP have gotten together. And I think the Congress party has some answers to throw up on this. But Nalin Kohli, on the point that Sanjeev Srivastava make, is the BJP being a little smug, a little complacent? Because if 2019 is not going to be a Rahul Gandhi versus a Narendra Modi contest, which the opposition may not want it to be, it is going to be Mr. Modi in a lot of state tours, whether it's going to be Mamata in West Bengal or, for all you know, TRS in Telangana or Chandrababu Naidu maybe in Andhra Pradesh. So and Naveen, of course, in Orissa. There will be these regional satraps that the BJP will have to get into a duel with, and that I'm presuming cannot be great news for the BJP. Are you being a little complacent here?
No. In politics, there is no scope for complacency and not for being smug either. So I don't think the BJP ever would do that. If we were smug or we believed in complacency, then we wouldn't have grown in the manner we have grown from 2 seats in the Lok Sabha. You have to learn from your mistakes and move on. And more importantly, work in the right direction and win the hearts of the people, because ultimately, whatever we may see in television studios, it's people who vote, and people vote when they are convinced they want to give the leadership to anyone. Madhu spent a long time, my friend really spent a very long time on Rahul Gandhi ji. He's entitled to do so. But I think you demolished the entire thing in one sentence when you said that, you know, it won't be a contest between Modi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji. So in a sense, you yourself probably gave some marks of leadership to Rahul Gandhi ji inadvertently.
I never said that. I never said that.
With regards to the BJP and this, I would, with regard, Madhu, let me finish. Madhu, let me finish.
You're so worried you patiently. You itself concentrating so much on Mr. Gandhi. Even
I understand that I have
and you're asking
your
your embassy ambassador to not to even support it.
Let Mr. Madhu Yakshi make his points with his leader.
Okay, Madhu Yakshi, in 10 seconds, make your point, because Nalin Kohli has to respond to the question that I asked him very quickly then. And I never said that Rahul Gandhi doesn't have it in him. I just said the opposition may want it to be separate duels in different states. But Madhu Yakshi, what is the point that you're making? Very quickly, please.
I said inadvertently you said a lot.
We believe in a collective leadership. We believe in a collective leadership.
Okay.
Mr. Gandhi is worried. Why this Mr. Modi, entire BJP worried of Mr. Gandhi? Because they've seen his potential. They've seen his leadership quality.
So that's the point you made earlier, Mr. Yakshi, you made that point. One man party. Unlike Mr. Modi's is a one-man, Mr. You made that point earlier. I will have to give Nalin Kohli a quick closing line before I go across to Juhi Singh. Mr. Kohli, a quick closing line on the question I asked you. If it is going to be a contest for Mr. Modi in every individual state, it's going to be a tough one.
I've tried 3 times. I'll make my 4th attempt. No, it's okay. Our contest is not individual. Our contest is not about personalities. Our context is on the agenda. Our agenda is Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas. And people will vote on our agenda and they'll vote on our performance. And they are entitled to vote for us or not vote for us.
Okay.
How can we decide that they will vote for us or not vote for us? We have to leave it to the wisdom of the people. And in that, there is no scope for us to be smug, overconfident, complacent or anything like that. We are here to serve. That's what the Prime Minister says. I'm Pradhan Sevak, not Pradhan Mantri.
All right. Just hold your thoughts there. I want to go across to Juhi Singh, a senior member of the SP, understands politics in the state and otherwise. And Ms. Singh, my question to you is, when it was 1991 or 2004, when Congress was the senior ally, when Congress was in the driver's position, it could attract all the warring factions. It could get everybody in the opposition to come together. Congress's record as somebody supporting an alliance hasn't been stellar, whether it was Chandrasekhar in 1991 or H.D. Devegowda or I.K. Gujral, the record hasn't been stellar. What would you say to that? Do you believe that is a cause of concern?
The Samajwadi Party is clear on 2 points. First, like Nalin said, yes, we've learned from our mistakes, because the BJP doesn't fight on facts. It doesn't fight elections on facts, not on performance. There are symbolisms, there are references, there are setting of agendas which have got nothing to do with the poll promises or the people's needs. So that's something which we are not going to get involved with. And secondly, when we started our discussion, then also I said that for us, when we could take the lead in the Vidhan Sabha elections, we were a stronger party regionally, we took it. Now it's really up to the Congress whether they want an alliance, whether they can come together, get people on board. We have a very positive attitude. We have chosen to work with the BSP also, who was considered our rival in UP. So, and who is going to lead the alliance is something which is very far off. But at the moment, we are going into any conversation about alliance on positive ground, and definitely not letting the BJP set the agenda and answer them on their grounds. We have our own strategy, and we will talk about the issues of the people. Whether they vote for us or not is something which has to be seen in 2019. Yes.
We'll see in 2019 what happens. But Sanjeev Srivastava, I want to explore this point further with you. And the point is that out of the 9 assembly elections that have been concluded, the BJP has been able to form government in 8, barring Punjab. Of course, questions can be raised on how did they manage to form, should they have found governments in states where they weren't in majority. But the reality is that they have, and that's a reality that we need to live with. as an opposition, the Congress or the entire opposition coming together, can they take on this very well-oiled, brute political machinery of Modi and Shah?
Well, that's a difficult one because they are very well organized. They do 24/7, 365-day politics. They think politics, they think strategy. They are very committed. They have great hunger to win. And also, they have great resources. They completely outmatch and outpower in terms of resources the Congress party right now. There are a couple of things I'd like to mention, Supriya, with your permission. That one point is that perhaps the worst of Rahul Gandhi is behind him. The question is the best of Prime Minister Modi also behind him? Because the one thing which I noticed in Gujarat, that Rahul Gandhi was no longer the butt of ridicule that he was between 2014 and 2017 amongst public. Congressmen will not agree to that, but let them not. But the fact is, I am only complimenting them in a manner that there was great reception for Rahul Gandhi in Gujarat on the ground. People used to listen to him. The BJP will say it was because of the imported, Hardik Patels and Jignesh Mewanis of the world, but that was not the case. And can Mr. Modi and Amit Shah repeat the 2014 magic? That's the big question. I still think somewhere the fulcrum of opposition unity, whether they are 44 or whatever, ultimately it will gravitate towards Congress, but the Congress will have to find the right allies. That is the bigger challenge for them. Also, the one big test will be the results of Phulpur and Gorakhpur. If the Samajwadi Party BSP alliance fails to deliver on the ground or even get substantial number of votes, and though Gorakhpur and Phulpur were very strong BJP seats, Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, it will still again be giving us some thoughts to ponder about.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because
especially
Bihar
the
and
vote
UP
share.
will be crucial. And also one last point. One last point. The 8 states you said out of 9, I do not remember offhand all the 8 states, but in most of those states except for Gujarat, BJP was the opposition. It is more difficult to defend your turf than while attacking the rival's fort and bringing it down.
Okay. I think everything will really hinge upon what the allies do, and even for this dinner diplomacy, does Sonia Gandhi have the moral authority, and can Rahul Gandhi take on the baton of being the fulcrum of the opposition unity is really the big question. But on that note, completely out of time here, I can't thank my wonderful panel of Nalin Kohli, Mr. Madhugod Yakshi, Ms. Juhi Singh and Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava for being with us on this very, very special discussion on dinner diplomacy. We'll have many more interesting chats in days to come. Thank you very much for being with us. Keep it with ET now for more news, analysis and views that follow.